Let's take a look at grouping functions. A grouping function is a special type of function that's applied to a query that has a group by clause. As you can see by this example here, we're counting the parent IDs and then counting all the categories within each parent and grouping by parent. And we can see that parent 1 has 10 subcategories, 2 has 10 as well, 3 has 4, 4 has 6, and there are 4 that are null, namely the parent categories. And then there are analytical functions which perform things like statistical analysis on data, such as standard dev, standard deviation. A standard deviation is a standard statistical function used to measure the deviation of a number from a mean or an average. Obviously, the count is a summary function. Statistics can be broken up into different types of statistical calculators. Aggregations, analytics, they're calculators, or they calculate things like distributions, such as a cumulative distribution within a group of values. There are also ranking functions that rank things within groups of values, and grouping organization functions, analytics, such as rollups and cubes. These are the functions that I'm going to be covering in this particular chapter in this course. Simple summaries, average, count, min, max, sum, statistical calculators, standard deviation, variance, standard deviation for population sample, variance, covariance, correlations, medians, statistical distributions, they measure things over distributions, and ranks that do ranking calculations. We'll see the details shortly, but this is the basic syntax. These are all done within a group and ordered by within that group, so you can figure out a rank. Where does a value rank within a group of values? What's its precedence? How important is it? Cumulative distribution, and these are all basic stats, and these are all basic mathematical calculations. To find all these functions in the manuals, you actually have to go back out to the SQL Language Reference Manual, and again we're going to go to chapter 5, I'm pretty sure it is. If we go to here, some of the basic functions will be, well, here we go, aggregate functions. If we scroll down, we'll find things like average, correlation. There are some that I haven't included because they're just too obscure. There's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of stats functionality. And then we've got analytic functions, which basically include all this syntax. We're not going to go through all of this stuff. We will go through partition by and order by, which we will cover in other things as well. Basically, this is where you can read about it. This is all the functions. Again, some functions are both analytical and aggregation. There's all sorts of other types of functions in here. These are not really relevant to this course. They're a little bit too advanced. A model function is a special type of query used in data warehouses typically. It's a little bit like a spreadsheet, but again, it's a little bit too advanced for this course. Again, we've got a whole list of all the functions here, and all the ones I'm going to cover you will find in the actual table of contents for the SQL Language Reference Guide.